Aldemir.
That's incredible. That's really crazy.
Kornuth.
I had that read on you. You have no idea.
Like 2 tournaments.
Chidwick.
Good game.
Pros rising to the top. Rigby. Lim. Dweck. Names making a name for themselves.
Jack, baby! I ain't won with Ace King all week, bro.
That's the beauty of the main event.
Showdown, King.
There we go, baby.
Everyone is even until they're not.
If things progress, it's gonna get pretty spicy.
It's a new day here at the World Series of Poker Main Event.
I was shaking.
If you are still making this walk on day 6, you're in good shape, poker-wise at least. Hi, everyone. Lon McCarron with my broadcast partner Norman Chad here on day 6 of the World Series of Poker Main Event. Sitting third in chips right now, Preston McEwen.
Small axe baseball cap, long hair, big stack. Name doesn't ring a bell.
Sitting second in chips right now is the very powerful German pro, Koray Aldemir.
Colorful mask, well-coiffed hair, slightly bigger stack. I know him from somewhere.
And the day 6 chip leader as we begin, Spaniard Ramon Colillas.
Wired headphones, impeccably manicured beard, the top stack. I can't seem to place the face, though.
Well, I think we have someone you will know. One of the game's greats, Stephen Chidwick, out just before we came on the air.
$68,900? Surprised he bothered to get his payout slip. It's like I always say, if it ain't 6 figures, don't even think about talking to me. Chump change, Lon. Chump change.
A solid top 100 finish for Chidwick. Down to 77. How about $8 million for first place, Norman? I assume that would get you up in the morning?
One of the few things.
All right. Out into the field, one of the top pros, Chance Kornuth.
35-year-old bracelet winner. Every time Chance laughs, I think he's about to sell me something. I'm on to you, Chance.
There's Dragana Lim with a dangerous amount of chips. Here's how she built such a prodigious chip stack. She got involved in a 3-way all-in with the biggest stack. Lim just 26% to win the hand outright. She saw 2 diamonds on the flop, giving her a lot of outs. The turn bricked, but the river, seemingly to her surprise, completed her flush draw, knocking out Francis Cruz and Shai Arbel early on day 6. For Arbel, 1 card away from a triple up turning into a walk to the payout cage. Lim's certainly glad she made that call and can claim $11 million plus in her stack.
Women can't live with them, can't do anything about them when they knock out 2 guys at once.
To the featured table on the left in the small blind, Rooney Griffith with a big stack shoved on the big blind with a small stack, but he runs into the pocket kings of one Patrick Wall.
Wall, 30-year-old California poker pro. Griffith, 52-year-old DJ extraordinaire.
What? 900?
900.
All right, the Kings are all in.
800 that you're gonna have to.
You don't need to record this one, buddy. It's on the.
It will be recorded for time and memorial.
That's actually, you got a good point. I don't know what I'm doing.
Here's the flop. King's still good.
Diamond? Oh. 10 of diamonds. No, jack of diamonds for the slide.
How about, the ace of spades, and the Kings are crushed now.
I know, but I want to plan on it, though. For me. Sorry, nothing personal.
No, I don't.
Another queen on the river, and Wall will score nice cash from his first main event.
See you later, alligator. Actually, that might be a crocodile. My apologies.
Wall collects 81 grand for finishing 77th. A nice return on his 10K buy-in. And for Griffith, the 52-year-old DJ from Georgia with nearly 11 million chips himself now. All right, let's swing over to our main featured table where one of the chip leaders is in action, Koray Aldemir, expert poker player who used another skill game to get to where he is today.
I always liked playing games. I started playing chess very early in my life. I mean, I wasn't super good, but I liked it. I liked all kinds of card games too. And at some point when poker got popular in Germany, it's like 2006 or 2007 or so, I started playing with friends a little bit, and some point started playing a little bit online and met a few people. So step by step, I started playing poker more and more. And yeah, I always loved the game. I think it's a super cool game.
One day in a galaxy far, far away, poker players are all going to switch to chess.
Day 4 at the end, Aldemir at 1.9 million. 24 hours later, he had over 14 million. In middle position, 10-9 of diamonds, a raise to 210,000.
This guy doesn't know how to move pawn to e4, but he does know how to raise with 10-9 suited.
Studied psychology at the University of Vienna. Around to Jung Woo, ace jack of diamonds comes along. Big blind, Dr. Ron Jensen, an ER doctor from Texas, king 4 of hearts.
Wu, Southern California pro, no chess in his background. Jensen, a former Marine, no chess in his background.
All three hoping to hit that 118-to-1 shot of flopping a flush. Here is the flop, 8-7-7, 2 clubs. Checked. Aldemir, open-ended.
My non-chess background tells me to c-bet here with a straight draw.
But he does check. Wu, best with ace high. He checks as well. And now Wu gets better, pairing his ace. Jensen has the action. He checks again. Aldemir missed his draw. Looking for opportunity. Is this one?
Yeah, so the flush got there and an ace hit the board. Now Aldemir might bet. No wonder this guy left chess.
260,000. Wu now, who hit that ace? Well, just puts out calling chips. And the good doctor checks out.
I don't know if he's a good doctor.
He's a nice guy. He's a good doctor. And boom, Aldemir hits his straight as Wu picks up aces and jacks now.
Well, let me say this about this lucky former chess hack. Aldemir is one of the nicest 31-year-old Germans you'll ever meet, and I have met a lot of nice 31-year-old Germans in the past.
Aldemir not going to be so nice to Wu here on the river. From his big stack, Aldemir cutting out some lavenders worth 100K each. 950,000 and a quick call, and Aldemir will win it with the straight.
You know, that punk over there who doesn't even know how to play chess is going to take the pot.
Aldemir taking a bite of Wu's 56 big blinds at pre-flop as Koray now sits with 167 bigs. 4 years ago, Canadian Jonathan Dweck entertained us as Superman on his way to a 38th place finish at the main event. This year, in a milder manner, making another run. He's in good position to knock out Yanni Peretz at one of the outer tables. Peretz put his short stack at risk with king deuce suited. Dweck looking for the whammo with pocket sevens. Long odds for Peretz here. He finds some love there with top pair. Turn card, Dweck with an open-ender now. River card. And ace, and that will secure the double up for Peretz. 22 big blinds to work with right now. Dweck took the hit, but still strong with his monster stack.
I like the new Superman casual wear, but he seems to lose his superpower.
Perhaps more than most, Dweck knows how hard it is to maintain a big stack at the World Series of Poker main event. As we take a look at the chip leaders from days 2, 3, and 4, they're all out, while Koleas and Aldemir continue their hot streaks. As we know all too well, though, it can come crumbling down quickly.
It's like marriage, Lon. Race out to a fast start, all's well, then out of nowhere, it's over. At least that's my experience.
Repeatedly.
Good for you.
Back to our main feature table, 31-year-old British pro Jared East with ace-queen. Late position, a raise to 210,000. Aldemir with a suited ace.
On day 2, Aldemir was all in ace-5 versus ace-jack and got lucky to stay alive, so now he can play ace-8 versus ace-queen. chess pros must have seen this guy coming from 5 chessboards away.
Koray, deliberate as usual, makes the call. 210,000. Now the blinds with decisions. 1 out, 2 out. Heads up, ace queen against the ace 8.
Heads up.
7-5-4. East still best here with ace queen.
He's supposedly a member of Mensa. I don't know. He doesn't look that smart to me.
He does check over to Aldemir, who picked up a gut shot on the flop.
Yeah, but nobody with much. This is where my heads-up players can agree to get new hole cards. Innovation is the way to go.
Check.
Aldemir checks back. Turn card, deuce of diamonds. East, a black belt in karate along with that Mensa designation.
Black belt. I don't know. He doesn't look that tough to me.
East was down to 10 big blinds on day 5. Started this hand with 50 big blinds.
Check.
He checks.
As Lon mentioned earlier, Aldemir studied psychology at the University of Vienna. Probably the only psychology student there with $12 million in career live poker tournament winnings.
Deliberate as usual, Koray.
Check.
Check.
Checks to see the 8 of diamonds, and Aldemir pairs his kicker to snatch this one away from East.
Check.
Well, if you don't know that you're going to make a hand until the river, I guess you would check until the river. I learned that growing up playing checkers. Yeah, when you say it that way, it has more gravitas. It sounds
You're
like...
going to check the whole way. I would say that's a game of checkers.
Ah.
Aldemir now reaching. He's decided on the perfect amount. 480,000.
There is no perfect amount. 480 sounds close.
And he calls.
Well done by Aldemir. It was as if he knew East had a big ace that would call there. Good bet, bad call. That's how I see it, Lon.
Well done, Norman Chad.
Thank you.
Aldemir collecting more chips. All right, let's swing across the main stage to our third feature table where the always unpredictable and entertaining Nick Rigby sits proudly wearing his pit t-shirt. He picked up queens and is seeking to knock out Josh Field holding ace tray of diamonds. Rigby's 2 queens stand tall through the flop.
The tray deuce dirty diaper. Savant looking for the knockout.
Turn card 9 of spades. Rigby still good. And the river is an ace, and the small ace big enough to win against the pocket queens. Field doubles to nearly $4 million here on day 6. Every pot at the main event counts, and when you lose like that, well, Nick Rigby's face says it all.
It really is a show within a show. This is a cash game. These people are going at it for real money. But then this sub-layer of, and we get to know why.
Welcome back. Pick up a big hand. Safe through the turn. Brutal ace on the river. That's Nick Rigby's latest chapter. Josh Field feeling a little different about that river card. At an outer table, Heng Zhang just went out in 75th place at the hands of Mr. Felipe Pizarro Pinto.
I have 6 rules I live by, Lon. Rule 3 is never trust anyone with 3 names. And when they all have the same starting letter, well, let's just say my radar is going off in a big way. And so we're clear, Triple P can't win the main event because a champion's banner can't fit that many characters.
Henry Park's name would fit on a banner. His GPI, the Hendon Mob bio board, tells you this U.S. Marine is cashing for his 3rd time at the World Series, though it would be the first banner sporting a man bun. Henry with pocket jacks, commiserations, as Kara Scott would say. Chance Kornuth with ace-10 after Lim called with king-queen.
Lim called very quickly with king-queen. That would tell us usually that she doesn't have a big hand. That's right. You're learning from the best, Norman Chad. You hear that, Chance? I'm available for coaching.
Well, he's already got a poker coaching business. He won his 3rd bracelet this year, so I think the business is safe. A 3-bet to 850.
Total now.
That induces a lot of folds. Back around to Park now.
Henry thinking, what is Chance thinking? Henry also thinking, what am I thinking? And Dragana just is waiting so she can fold.
Chance Kornuth knows how to turn the screws on his opponents. Park not going anywhere.
Where would he go?
That's a good point. I'll have to drop that. Lavender chips in the middle to make the call for 645 more, and Dragana does fold. So Park's pocket jacks heads up against Kornuth's ace-10 offsuit. Here's the flop. 8-3 deuce. The jacks are still good.
Check.
We are witnessing history. Lon, the first time the board has come out with 3 undercards while holding pocket jacks. Henry Park is luckier than Lucky Luciano.
Hallelujah here. Chance going for the continuation bet.
Bet.
That's 550.
500.
Kornuth with his patented signature bet and stare. And by the way, everyone please email Lon at lonmccarron@donkmail.com and let us know why the 1/4 pot bet is so popular now. He'll pick the best email and hang it on his beer fridge.
Now Park, as you mentioned, a great board for the pocket jacks. One of the few, one of the proud. And this Marine calls.
We're going to see a turn, Lon, and it could be epic.
Turn card, another 3.
Well, 2 trays on the board, always problematic.
Check.
Another check from Park.
2 of the best starers in the game today, Chance the legend, Henry the up-and-comer. They are not welcome at my home game, or frankly, even when I go out to a fancy Saturday night dinner at Roma Deli here in Las Vegas.
Another bet coming from Chance Kornuth. He does not stop pressuring. $1,200,000.
The second barrel and stare from Chance. And then the counter, am I really check calling against stare here from Henry Park.
Park and Kornuth, 2 of the big stacks at this secondary feature table.
Come on, Henry. Just jolt the chip leader coaching poobah with a check raise. Do it!
Nope. Those look like calling chips.
Reach back. Reach back.
No reaching back. Another call. 5.6 million in the middle. River card. And wow! Jacks to jacks full for Henry Park.
This is the best run out for pocket jacks in the history of pocket jacks.
Yes. Park has checked to this point, and Chance has been aggressive and checks again.
Well, there were no logical missed draws on that board, so Chance would have to give Park credit for something. Would a 3rd barrel stare take this down?
Nope. A check back. Big hand for Park.
Ah, yes, and chip leader coaching chips are among the sweetest chips in the business.
Park up to almost 11.5 million now.
Good hand.
Henry Park challenging one of the best in the game, but the Columbia University grad came through it with honors. He's now top dog at the table. Day 6 well underway here at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino as we get a look at the tournament summary brought to you by Solve for Why. 6,650 players began, fewer than 100 now. Koleas and Aldemir lead the way. We saw Chance Kornuth lose a good-sized pot just before the break. A fellow high roller joins him deep in this main event. 34-year-old Nick Petrangelo, the former college golfer, has 2 World Series bracelets, but his stack could use a little work. And then there's John Morgan, the oldest player remaining, a former high-ranking exec. Morgan can hold his own in any tournament.
He's 80 years old. This fellow actually won a bracelet in an entirely different millennium.
Back to our featured table. Action on Koray Aldemir. King 8 suited. He's going to raise it up. Chip stacks at the top of your screen are what each player started the hand with. Norbert Ko in the small blind, sales manager from Singapore, pocket sixes.
He's got a lot of experience on the Asian poker tour. This is his first main event.
An exciting moment for him and all 1,000 who cashed this year. And now, Ron Jensen in the big blind, married with a couple of kids. First-time casher, also Queen 10 offsuit.
Yeah.
And he makes the call. So 2 amateurs taking on Aldemir, the dangerous pro. Here's the flop. And top pair for the pro. That's what they do. Ko with the pocket sixes checks. A gut shot for Jensen.
Jensen was raised by a single mom in rural Oklahoma, enlisted in the Marines to pay for college, worked as a bank teller and branch manager, now an ER physician. He won his poker league to get a main event seat.
And he bets 375 with his draw. Now Aldemir with top pair.
You know, Jensen doesn't seem like the bluffing type. He's going to use his tight image here, but Aldemir, as you say, has flop top pair.
Who wants their doctor to be a bluffing type, though, right? Koray just with the call. Ko quickly folds, so we're heads up now. Queen on the turn pairs Jensen, but he's a 4-to-1 dog here with few outs to win.
Jensen's daughter, Tori, celebrating her 30th birthday, and he's going to try to celebrate it himself by somehow winning this pot against the German pro.
Looking at his stack, usually a preamble to an actual bet.
You're a real Einstein.
Familiar now from Jensen.
If I were Aldemir, I would be concerned. He's got top pair with a bad kicker, and Jensen looks pretty comfortable. You know, I might fold.
You are not Koray Aldemir.
What's that supposed to mean? I mean,
he's not folding.
Okay.
It's Koray Aldemir.
All right. He knows best.
Makes the call for $500,000. And the river card. Oh, and Dr. Jensen runs down Aldemir with a river straight.
That's why I would have folded.
Good point.
Actually, you know, the hearts getting there might slow down Jensen.
No, I can't believe I'm saying you're right again.
Yeah, but Jensen now, you know, he bet from behind. He bet from behind. Now he checks when he's ahead. He might be a former student at my Norman Chad School of Poker.
Do you have windows yet?
No. Well, Aldemir could turn his hand into a bluff now. You know, maybe try to rep the flush.
Check.
He checks back. And Jensen shows the winner as Aldemir mucks.
Yep. We win. Good old American know-how. That's how we won the war.
Ron Jensen with almost $8.2 million. Second best now at that table, trailing only Aldemir. A good hand for Jensen there as we head back over to Dragana Lim's table. She wants her winnings to go towards a cause bigger than just a poker bankroll.
I went to UNLV and then I went to Roseman University to get my doctorate. I started working in a hospital as a clinical pharmacist. I decided it was time to move on from pharmacy world and do something different. I love animals. I've loved them since I was a little kid. So I want to create an animal foundation. The dream is to create like an animal sanctuary. Of course, we would do more than just help out animals, probably do good things for people too, grow some plants, fruits, veggies and everything, and donate to local food banks as well. So absolutely all the proceeds, regardless if it's going to be 30,000 or 8 million, it's all going to go to the foundation. I just feel like I have everything that I need. I've been more fortunate than a lot of people, and I think that it's a good thing to give back. So let's just do something good for others too.
A pharmacist / philanthropist. I guess there is hope.
Now, once her foundation is ready, Norman, you've got a place to send Blue should she eat all of your chair cushions outside.
Raise 200.
2 left.
Ace 10 of hearts
Call.
for Park. He makes a raise. Lim, 10-7 of diamonds on the button, makes a call, and now Chance Kornuth in the small blind.
He always seems to survey the landscape before he pillages the people. But actually, he's only got 33 big blinds worth of pillaging left.
Still reaching for pillage chips. Wow. That looks like a 3-bet. Chips to be won. He says, let's clear the decks. A 3-bet to 850.
Wow, a quarter of his stack with ace 8 off? I don't think that's chip leader coaching approved.
And the big blind, Chris Dowling, an Irish pro with 31 big blinds and king queen of spades.
You know, he's dying to jump in. For a raise, sure. For a 3-bet, not so sure.
Second short stack at the table. And he does give those pretty cards up. So now action back to Park, the original raiser with his ace 10 suited.
You know, a small blind 3-bet usually is pretty strong, unless you sense weakness in front of you and your Chance Kornuth.
Park does throw his cards into the muck. Lim, 10-7 suited, and she looks like she wants to come along here, Norman.
This is a Chance Kornuth special, Lon. His aggression gets the better hand to fold and the worse hand to call.
By the way, in Lim's home country, Croatia, 10-7 suited, known as the ace-8 cracker. Here's the flop. Oh, and more regret for Dowling, top pair and a flush draw in the muck. Kornuth has the action. He was very aggressive pre-flop.
Right now, Chance probably thinking about raising chip leader coaching tuition.
675.
675,000.
Yeah, 675 as he continues.
You'll rue the day you made that bet, Chance. You'll rue it. Actually, that wager should do the job.
Lim usually folds pretty quickly, but she's not.
What is she thinking?
Call.
Well, she seems to have some inside info on what Chance is up to.
Well, I'm going to pretend Lim did not call the flop here. I guess she's floating the flop, and she's going to make Chance rue his bet come the turn.
Another spade, and Dowling watches his muck cards become a flush. And now, Kornuth again. Lim with the only pair on the board.
All in.
Chance shoves! And Dowling thinking it could have been mine.
I'm happy you didn't snap with a flush. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, what?
I said I'm happy you didn't snap call with a flush.
Because I don't have a flush.
All she has is second pair, and it's good right now. But Chance's bluff shove, a brazen bluff shove, and you never expect to see a bluff shove on day 6 of the main event, has Dragana put to the test.
She had a top 10 stack to start day 4 and day 5. Began this hand with 100 big blinds, and she could knock off Chance Kornuth right here.
She doesn't look very strong. She doesn't look very happy. You know, I ran into her at Walgreens the other day, and I told her this pharmacy business is a lot easier than poker.
And so at 1.87.
Chance is incredible, man. What did Jack Oliver call him? Naughty man?
Yeah. What a moment for Dragana Lim. And she gives it up. Wow.
Chance Kornuth survives his high wire act.
Can't wait to see that hand. That's the good thing about this.
Not as exciting as you think.
It's exciting.
Dowling with a last glance at his chips as they go into Chance Kornuth's stack. Over to our third featured table, Brian Pimlott, ace-10, at risk against the ace-king of Özgür Seçilmiş. Pimlott, yet another physician in the field, trying to prolong his well-deserved time off. Seçilmiş from Istanbul risking 20% of his stack here. And no immediate help for Pimlott.
Pimlott would be the first person wearing suspenders to ever win the main event.
Orthopedic surgeon from Toronto, studied in Alberta, lives and works in Illinois. Turn card and ace for both. Pimlott needs a 10 to stick around.
Yeah, a 10 and a 10 only, or Pimlott is whamboozled.
The river card is a 9, and the doctor is out.
Very close. One more.
No, it really isn't that close to a 10.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got to stop saying that in poker.
Dr. Pimlott with a 73rd place finish, best his 09 main event finish of 475th, and he will collect $81,000. So for the 72 players remaining, the World Championship dream is more real than ever before.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high roller bowl 7 champion.
Oh yeah!
Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that fight?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
Eliminations piling up. Roman Pravec out in 72nd for nearly 100K.
Say hi to Chidwick for me.
Michael Nugent out in 71st.
If you see Chidwick, send my regards.
Christopher Trang gone in 70th.
Buy a drink for Chidwick if you run into him, pal.
The grind is real at the main event. 7 days of play, 2 more days of a final table. The bracelet and $8 million for our champion. We're down to 69 hopefuls. All right, right now we head back over to our secondary feature table. And you might see some new faces there. The Park Kornuth Lim table broke. Lim drew a new table, and we brought those players to her. So Lim now has some new table mates.
I see Lewis Spencer, third in chips at this table, honorary member of the 2 First Name Club. Welcome, Lewis.
All right, action underway. Pocket nines for Dragana Lim. And she has called the 3-bet of David Coleman, who holds King Jack of clubs. After a 10-high flop, Lim has the best hand. She is checked.
These are the hands that change the fates of peoples and nations, Lon.
Wow, that's very deep.
Coleman, 28-year-old online grinder. They are the worst, Lon. They just grind and grind. All they do is grind.
Just grind.
Coleman, once the #1 ranked online player in New Jersey. That's a big state full of grinders and turnpike rest stops.
50th overall in the world at one point.
575,000.
He's going to bet.
Yeah, that's what grinders do. They grind and bet.
575,000. Lim with the best hand makes the call. Turn card. 10 of diamonds. Pairing the board. Lim checks her 2-pair now.
Coleman was such a successful grinder. He now has graduated to high rollers.
Well, there's a big difference between online grinding to high rollers.
I know there's a big difference. Why are you interrupting me?
To stop you talking.
Good for you.
From Morristown, New Jersey, Coleman checks. Free river card, King of Diamonds, a thing of beauty for Coleman.
I don't like the way Lynn played this hand. I don't like it at all. If she were still a pharmacist, I might take my business elsewhere.
And now she checks again, this time from behind.
And Coleman's got to be pretty comfortable now that he's gotten lucky. And he's got to be pretty comfortable he has the best hand with kings up.
From Morristown, New Jersey, which, Norman, is home to the first National Historic Park, which includes Fort Nonsense. I kid you not.
It sounds like nonsense.
It does. But it's true.
Okay, back to Coleman, who likes Frisbee golf lawn. Is there a shot clock in Frisbee golf?
Now puts out $1,150,000 with the best hand.
I'm all in.
Oh, wow. All in from Dragana Lim.
My goodness. An unexpected check shove from Lim. Coleman getting nearly 4-1 on a call, but it's for his main event life on day 6.
Lim started this hand with twice the stack as Coleman.
You know, it just doesn't add up, though, maybe, if Coleman puts it together. You know, would she have checked top pair on the flop? Or checked a set of deuces or threes? Would she have checked trips or a full house on the turn?
Yeah, Coleman knows those are all in play, but still, a decision for all your chips this late in the main event is something worthy of taking extra time.
Lynn should have told everyone who she's playing for. Maybe Coleman just folds here if he knows animals will benefit.
Good point. But Coleman's got that look like, what are you doing?
It just doesn't add up, so. Oh, what's it gonna do? Don't we have a commercial break coming up?
We do indeed have some bills to pay, Norman. So while Coleman sits in the tank here on the river, we will take a quick break and come back for this all-important decision. Lim and Coleman locked up on the river. Welcome back. David Coleman making a decision for his tournament life with kings and tens. We know that if he calls, he doubles up.
Oh, man.
But to him, he could call and be eliminated. A huge decision. Dragana Lim has put his feet to the flame. And a clock has been called.
Since we left you, nearly 1,000 babies born worldwide. We welcome in our new viewers.
Now, you mentioned that Coleman is a great online player where one normally must act within a strict time frame.
C3, by the way.
C3. Yeah. So it's going to be 30 seconds. 25 seconds to a 5-second countdown. If I say the word 0 and there's been no action, your hand's dead. Clock is ticking.
30 seconds? I thought it used to be 60. Who can decide their main event fate in half a minute?
Hopefully everyone can. Clock affects people differently. It's ticking down on Coleman.
5, 4.
And he does beat the clock, and with that call, beats Lim out of that huge pot.
Wow. If Coleman gets to the final table, he'll remember that call forever.
And Dragana Lim will remember these moments forever. She couldn't make the call against chance, couldn't get the bluff through here against Coleman. An up and down day for Lim, an early double elimination overshadowed now by double losses at the feature table. Back at the secondary feature table on McCarran with Norman Chad, 69 players left. Dragana Lim took a risk that did not end well for her. A river check raise gone wrong. Still, though, with 50 big blinds to play against two others. Her Jack-10 in third place here, the biggest stack of this trio. She bet $350,000 after it was checked to her.
Lim in a tough spot here. She flops top pair and is absolutely crushed.
Nikia Ikudo, the ace-jack of hearts, just sees one heart and the top pair on the board. They trail the pocket kings of Adam Walton.
38-year-old local, finished 407th in the 2018 main event with 17 bigs. It's Heidi-ho time.
On.
There it is. As he comes to life.
How much?
1.7 million or so.
Lim has twice the stack as Walton to start this hand.
$765,000.
I could have counted that so much faster than Dominic did. Where do they get these dealers?
Lim makes the call.
Ooh. Another misstep for Lim. It's an avalanche.
7 and
At this point, the best thing that can happen for her is that Kudo gives up his better jack.
30-year-old Japanese player, winner of the Asian Poker Tour Main Event in 2018. Backdoor flush draw, top pair, top kicker into the muck. So heads up, and Dragana sees the kings.
She has been falling fast.
First time all in all tournament, so this is it.
So noted.
Dragana doesn't care. Turn card now. Another 4.
That's a good card. That is a good card. It's almost a king. I'll take that over king of clubs.
Only a jack would send Adam Walton home. Only Kudo knows there's only one jack left in the deck.
All important river card for Lim. And Walton's double up is secured.
The reverse all-in hat trick for Dragana Lim. Walton more than doubles up, actually.
He will now sit behind a stack of nearly 4.8 million. Lim lost 60% of her stack down to 30 big blinds. All right, let's go to the field. The impressive run of high-flying businessman John Morgan in trouble. He shoved a short stack with ace-5 of hearts and ran into the ace-10 of Abanoff Iyer.
The hearts.
Take a 5. I'll settle for anything at this point in time.
You guys would take 2, 3, 4, right?
All right, here's the flop. Not much to crow about for Morgan. Another tray, some chop outs. Jack on the end, and the main event run of one of the good guys, John Morgan, comes to a close.
You're going to miss me when I'm gone.
Morgan won a bracelet in 1996 and made 3 other World Series final tables in a 6-year period.
Good run.
He was a kid with a dream.
An impressive finish for John Morgan. We'll catch up with him in a minute. Notable stacks brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. Aldemir holding steady at 15 million. Dragana Lim in free fall down to 3 million. Our Jeff Platt right now with John Morgan.
Well, John, how would you sum up this main event experience?
Well, I'd sum it up as very, very fun, but also real tiring. Sure. It's hard enough to be playing this when you're young. It's really hard when you're my age, but as I said that yesterday, is that I think that it's a great tournament, though, and it's fun. I've never really enjoyed the main event because I didn't really pay much attention to it, but this year I'll play maybe till I'm 90, who knows, but it was very, very fun.
Welcome to the 1%. From 6,650 main event entrants, just 67 are left. Everyone pursuing the same goal. The final table, where the gold bracelet and $8 million await. An exclusive group remains at the 2021 World Series of Poker Main Event, all sharing a dream of becoming world champion. Hi, everybody. Lon McCarron along with Norman Chad. Jeff Platt reporting from the floor for us tonight. Day 6 continues. We head straight to one of our featured tables where Nick Rigby trying to eliminate Robert Mitchell. Mitchell ahead with King Queen against the King Tray. Mitchell still good.
4 hearts on the turn.
Where's the Rigby rail? We love the Rigby rail.
43-year-old Mitchell won a World Series bracelet in 2019. His $800 buy-in grossed him almost $300,000. Straight draw now for Mitchell.
Rigby representing Pittsburgh strong. Been on a roll during this main event.
Yeah. Big roll.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Rigby takes the small hit. Hate to lose any
7,
chips at this stage of the tournament, but still 76 big blinds in his stack.
Where's the Rigby rail? What, they only show up at the feature table? Divas.
19 bigs for Mitchell. Got to keep busy. Into the field, and we find 34-year-old Chase Bianchi.
How is Chase Bianchi 34 years old? That beard is at least 35 years old.
There's Nick Petrangelo, one of the best in the game.
Nick's got some work to do on his beard. He's way behind.
And our main featured table features one of the big pros still in the mix, 31-year-old Koray Aldemir.
I've spent a lot of time trying to come up with something negative to say about Koray, and I'm striking out. This is unprecedented.
Along with Aldemir, some other notables to take note of. You remember George Holmes, who bluffed Stephen Chidwick with pocket tens? He's got 13 million plus. Pro Tyler Cornell needs a boost ASAP. Those chip counts brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. All right, let's jump over to our secondary featured table and the often juicy blind v blind dynamic in the orange shirt and small blind. Vasu Amarapu with ace jack. In the big blind, David Coleman. We've talked about what a great online player Coleman is, but he has almost $2 million in live earnings as well, as he watches Amarapu put in a raise here.
You know, the blind should get along better. They're neighbors.
King Jack suited again for Coleman. Here's a look back at the last time he had King Jack suited.
I'm all in.
All in.
A ripper check raise all in by Lim, making life tough on Coleman.
Oh, man.
I say the word 0 and there's been no action in your hand instead. Clock is ticking.
The clock was called,
4.
but Coleman called correctly. Big pot.
Yeah, nice call by Coleman there for his tournament life. And, oh, man, that happened so long ago, it was in black and white.
Coleman in the big blind, facing the raise from Amarapu. Coleman calls with the lesser jack.
Call. Heads up.
Ace jack still ahead, but a straight draw and a flush draw for Coleman.
Nearly a coin flip now. Coleman, 28 years old. Amarapu could be anywhere between 22 and 62 years old.
He's going to bet at 340,000.
See, they're suspicious of each other. And they're neighbors. They should be borrowing a cup of sugar from each other, not wondering if the other guy is stealing their morning newspaper.
Nobody gets the newspaper anymore.
You live in your America, I'll live in mine.
Coleman not going anywhere with this King Jack.
Call.
He does make the call, building the pot to over $1.5 million. No, that's not good for Coleman as he is dominated.
Amarapu, an IT professional. If he wins the main event, he wants to start playing poker professionally. No. You've got that all wrong, Vasu. You retire from poker after you win $8 million.
All in?
Player moves all
in.
I have a huge hand, but this is a big bet.
I don't have an all-in button.
Can I please get a count?
Coleman tested again here. This for about half his chips.
Why do you bet so much? No, there's just no way I fold.
Every time Coleman's got King Jack suited, he's in an all-in situation.
$3 million.
And he does make the call to put Amarapu at risk. 14 cards for Coleman to get the knockout.
Yeah, Coleman with a slot machine of outs to bust his neighbor.
Coleman got paid off the last time he made the call against Dragana Lim. Now he needs some help to knock off Amarapu. Here is the river card. Ace of diamonds. Amarapu stays alive and doubles up.
Yeah, that feels good for the Massachusetts rec player.
He experienced quite a range of emotions when the cards went on their backs and his main event at risk. What a ride for the high-tech professional. So Coleman handing over about half his stack to Vasu Amarapu.
Amarapu got here on a GG Poker $50 satellite. He's making it pay off.
Boy, a sweet thing. Now, here are the payouts brought to you by Cuervo. There are no strangers. $95,700 is your ticket home at the moment. Back at the featured table, and we see Daniel Schwartz, whose poker journey is a bit different than most.
There he is, Cleveland's finest.
I'm Daniel Schwartz from Cleveland, Ohio. I do moving and storage, so we move people all over the United States. The busy times this summer for that. That's why this is my first main event, because I can't come out here for their series. I'm a recovering heroin addict. I got a DUI, bunch of trouble. I went into a rehab. I came out after like 6 months, went to a 3/4 way house. I had nothing. Fast forward to 13 years later and my life has completely changed. So if any drug addicts out there, anybody struggling with addiction, if I can do it, I was as bad as they come, anybody can do it. Never made day 6 of the main event. I mean, I'm on top of the world right now. Everybody keeps telling me to soak in the moment, you know. I'm trying to play good and just to experience the vibes and everything. It's just surreal right now. It's pretty sweet.
Gotta root for the guys. In the big blind now with pocket eights facing a button raise. Aldemir has already called with deuces from the small blind.
All in.
And he says all in. The button raiser is Jareth East from the south coast of England. King 10 of hearts, a bigger stack than Schwartz, but smaller than the small blind caller Aldemir.
2.25, yeah?
Yep.
It sounds like more when you say it with that classy accent.
Oh, cool.
And he does make the call. And Aldemir gets out of the way. So heads up, Schwartz needing his eights to hold up for all his chips.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Eights versus King 10. I have eights.
Schwartz doesn't sound thrilled to have eights.
King 10.
But right now, it's the best hand.
Good luck.
Thanks. You too.
Good luck means bad luck. And Schwartz got to work on his one-man rail.
There's the flop, and Schwartz scores the set.
Wrong red.
8 in the window. No heart, jack. How about a 3 of clubs?
How about a queen?
Always a sweat.
Always a sweat.
Never easy.
Broadway draw for East. Schwartz awaiting his fate on the river. And that will do it. Schwartz with his double up to nearly $5 million.
Of course. Well, why would we have introduced the guy and then knocked him out? That would feel like cruel and unusual punishment.
Costly setback for East. He still has 29 bigs to work with.
Hey, Connor. Thanks for the sweat. Full double. Nothing.
Schwartz does the work with his stack. Now he's got to work on his rail. Daniel Schwartz living the dream at the main event. Welcome back to the Rio. A lot of work to be done on day 6 for the few who will advance to day 7. There are certain times where you need to stand up and celebrate.
I have a huge hand, but this is a big bet.
In tonight's Cuervo moment, Vasu Amarapu shows us the power of winning a big pot. Not once, but twice.
Yeah.
Let it all out, Vasu. You earned it. Meanwhile, Jake Toole not having the same luck. Penn State grad and Hoboken, New Jersey native out of the main event in 67th place. And the action never stops in the Amazon room at one of our featured tables. Josh Field and Oscar Sechilmish jousting. 2 really big hands going to the flop. Kings for Field, ace king, all in for Sechilmish.
Oh, diaper time.
King's still good.
Oh, Nick Rigby folded his signature 3-deuce diaper hand.
Wow, that would have been lovely there.
Come on, buddy. Flash one time.
Sechilmish looking for an ace, and there it is on the turn. Sechilmish in line for the double up. The river card, the jack of clubs, and the pocket kings of Field cracked. Sechilmish manages to stay in the game.
And that water tastes so much better when you're not walking away from the table.
Well, you know, when people hear that a mere poker tournament is grueling, they might laugh it off, but it's a real thing. 85 hours of play over 9 days of action is not for everyone.
Why are we hyping the New York City Marathon instead of the Boston Marathon? Because we've got New York producers. Same thing with Seinfeld. Why not watch 160 plus episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Nice hourly rate for the champion. Notice that, 94 grand. Aldemir, Queen Jack offsuit on the button.
He's now got a different colored mask on than he had earlier on day 6. I think he's trying to disguise himself while never moving seats.
From a stack of nearly 14 million, a raise to 270. Swartz in the small blind with a suited ace.
Now Aldemir could be raising light on the button, which he's very capable of. I'd like to see a 3-bet from Swartz here from the small blind. Maybe just end the hand.
Nope, just calling chips from his 40 big blind stack. The blinds right now at 60 and 120,000.
I hate to play Aldemir out of position.
Big blind Matt Jewett folds, so heads up. Swartz still good with ace high after the flop.
Check.
He checks.
I don't know if Swartz checked. What if he was just patting himself on the shoulder to signal the cocktail server that he wants another Fresca?
You got a point.
I got to tell you, this Aldemir is stupid. People are still going to recognize him with that striped shirt.
And just the way he plays. Continuation bet of 260.
Well, he couldn't help himself. If he doesn't see bet there, he doesn't get to ride the continuation bet float at next year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
That's the one in New York, right?
Just leave me alone.
9 of clubs. Swartz checked after the flop. He checks here.
No, he wants a Fresca.
Well, maybe he wants a Fresca, but Aldemir has the action.
Well, Aldemir's heart says plow ahead. Aldemir's head says slow down.
No pair versus no pair.
Looks like his head is going to defer to his heart.
Aldemir continues the charade. Just over $1 million.
1,075,000.
Ace high, good for Swartz here. But he does give it up. He can ill afford to chase. Well played by Aldemir.
Yeah, it's hard to play out of position against a madman with a plan and a bigger stack.
Koray Aldemir building a monster stack late in the main event. 66 players still fighting for that bracelet. One player at risk in the mask, Jacob Milstein with queens. With ace-king is Ruslan Dykstein. Here's the flop, and the queens are still good for Milstein. But an ace on the turn for Dykstein. And on the river, it's the deuce of hearts, and Dykstein will win it, eliminating Jacob Milstein.
Nice jacket, nice hot tee, nice reaction to taking a tough beat.
Ruslan Dykstein now over 9 million after hitting that ace on the turn. Well, they say you have to win your flips to win tournaments, but if you can avoid taking flips, well, that's the secret that's kept close to the vest. It's a grueling path to the final table, but we're getting close here on day 6.
Have you ever wondered what professional poker players are really thinking?
Interesting spot here.
Known players making deep runs at the main event doesn't happen quite as often as it used to, but this year Nick Petrangelo and Chance Kornuth have turned that notion on its head. Petrangelo is short stacked, but Kornuth cruising with 65 left.
Both owe me money, so keep it up, boys.
We are 2 eliminations from a payout bump of around 18,000, which is worth almost 2 future main event buy-ins, Norman, a fact not lost on many left in the field. Dowling in the hijack, ace 10.
I believe in proper poker posture. If you look like you're going to lose, you're going to lose.
Crazy. 43-year-old Irish poker pro, almost all in with this raise to 1.8 million. Dowling finished 3rd in the 2017 Irish Poker Open. A great event if you love Guinness and hate sleep. But that's a weird raise. Aldemir, a big player with a big hand here in the small blind.
And look at Aldemir, upright and forward. The Jason Kuhn pose. You just look unbeatable. Well, other than that striped shirt.
Aldemir considering everything.
All in.
And yeah, that's one option. All in with the queens. That should get rid of the big blind. Swartz.
Cool.
And Dowling calls for another 150,000 all in.
Aldemir continues to have a crushing day on everyone else.
Koray trying to send Dowling back into the Dublin night right now.
Dowling is sat up now, but he still looks like they're about to tell him his 98 BMW needs an engine overhaul.
Yeah, or that you're out of the main event. One or the other.
Well, it has been all Koray Aldemir at this table.
Dowling still in need after that flop.
You know, he doesn't look like a Christopher Dowling to me. He looks like someone who should have a shorter name. You know, maybe Frank Hall.
Frank Hall, a.k.a. Dowling, looking for help. 9 of spades is not it.
No, Dowling needs an ace and an ace only, or he is whamboozled.
7 of clubs on the river. A clean run out for Aldemir's pocket queens to eliminate Chris Dowling in 65th place.
Second straight main event cash for Dowling. He was 375th in 2019.
Nice showing for the Irishman. And the Germans' run continues here, up to almost 17 million. Next door at our secondary feature table, under the gun +1 is Japan's Mikiya Kudo with ace-queen. This will be his first World Series of Poker cash, amount TBA. Going to raise it up with the ace-queen to 250,000. And Dragana Lim with ace-king suited, all in.
She's whittled down to 11 bigs. Finally finds a ray of sunshine with ace-king suited.
Folded back around to Kudo, the original raiser, with just ace-queen.
It's for about 20% of his remaining stack.
And he puts in the calling chips, and Lim will have him dominated and look for the double up.
Lim riding high for a long time at this main event, but 3 crushing blows here on day 6.
All right, so Lim in good shape going to the flop against Kudo. And the flop, no worries for Dragana Lim. Turn card. And some chop outs enter the scene.
Well, only a queen would send Dragana Lim home.
On the river card. Oh, wow. No chop, no double up, no more chips for the once high-flying Dragana Lim.
A dream ride ends in a heartbeat for the last woman left at this main event.
Almost 96,000 to Lim and her Animal Foundation cause.
Good game.
Thank you.
Good game, guys.
It looked as if Lim might have been counting on her double up. A great finish for a great cause. Well done, Dragana Lim.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh, yeah.
Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
Dragana is out. She's with Jeff Platt now.
Dragana, what a run for you. How would you describe this ride that you've been on throughout this last week or so?
Oh gosh, it was absolutely incredible. So many good players, so many good, flops and rivers and crazy things. And no, it was amazing. What a roller coaster the last 3 days, but no, it was absolutely amazing. I can't believe I made it this far.
It's an incredible accomplishment. We really enjoyed having you. I know that score is going to go help your Animal Foundation. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. Thank you.
We have lost a couple of more players to the field at 62, and a 6-figure payout now the norm. Likely the only time the words 6-figure payout and norm will ever be used in the same sentence.
Can I see you outside, Lon?
Back to the main feature table. Jareth East has the action after Mitch Halverson open-raised with ace-9.
East, a member of Mensa with a black belt in karate and 19 online World Series cashes in the last 2 years.
And those look like raising chips. It is a 3-bet to 800,000 with King 10. That's industrious. Swartz now on the button. No, thank you. Matt Jewett without cards to play. And all in for Jung Woo in the big blind with aces.
Woo's got the goods. The other guys were just kidding.
So back to East.
1,995,000.
East getting
1,900,000.
2.5 to 1 here, but King 10 off. Don't look so good.
Call. Showdown.
Picked the wrong time to free bet.
Yeah, yeah. But now half your remaining stack is in with King 10 off. Mensa my butt.
All right, so East trying to overcome the aces of Zheng Wu, who's all in.
Wu is friends with two-time main event final tableist Mark Newhouse.
Oh, and East with a gut shot right away.
Always a sweat. Always. Always a sweat. Any nines out there? Probably not.
5, and there's some chop outs.
4 for a chop now.
4.
Wu started the day with about 7.5 million. He's all in for about 2 million now. River card, another 5, and Zheng Wu begins his rebuilding process.
And Wu chops East down to 23 bigs.
Thank you.
Yep, Jareth lost about 40% of his stack right there. He painted himself into a corner with that pre-flop 3-bet. He had to pay off Wu. At an outer table, Cody Wiegman is at risk with King 5 of diamonds and his last 5 big blinds. Nikolai Vassir easily called with Queen 10 of diamonds and a stack worth 120 bigs. Frenchman Vassir finds a queen to put Wiegman on the ropes. Wiegman from San Jose, California did flop a diamond draw, but it's a heart on the turn. The river card, a black 3, and Cody Wiegman done in 62nd place.
He was a kid with a dream.
The Sears main event journey continues with a very healthy chip stack right now. As we have mentioned before, tables break in their regular order, so sometimes the featured table breaks, as Nick Rigby's table just did, and he drew Mothership Seat 1, a welcome sign to his rail, who had a blast last time he was here.
That's a well-oiled posse looking out for their man Riggs.
Riggs not dealt in this hand. Norbert Coe did get dealt in with ace-queen suited, offering a raise to 260,000. Aldemir in the big blind with King 9.
Aldemir is going to see flops, even out of position with this price.
140K more. Heads up.
Coe, the 41-year-old sales manager from Singapore.
And top pair for Aldemir. He checks it, though, to Coe. No continuation from him. Another diamond for Coe. Still needs 1 for the thumb to make his flush.
Aldemir read a lot growing up in Germany, stuff like Brave New World in 1984. I also read a lot growing up in Silver Spring, stuff like Brave Old World in 1884.
You got the hand-me-downs there, huh? Aldemir betting this turn card, 465,000.
Now remember, Coe did not c-bet the flop, so he seems pretty weak. Aldemir might just be trying to steal the pot here. Coe's ace certainly could be good a lot in this spot.
I think Coe is thinking the same thing as you are, and that's a sad thing. He does make the call.
Just call the board and keep your private commentary private.
River card, 9 of spades, a black 9. King's up for Aldemir, no flush for Coe.
And top 2 here is essentially the nuts with this action.
What?
Aldemir wondering if he can get more chips out of Norbert Coe. He thinks he can get 1,180,000.
Oh, I hate to disagree with him, but it's possible. Coe has a healthy stack and seemingly a healthy disbelief in Aldemir's hand.
10, 6, 15.
It does seem that way, Norman. Coe says, am I good? No, I am not.
Aldemir turned that baby over with authority.
And Norbert Coe will cut out the chips to pay off Koray Aldemir, who can do very little wrong, and the chips just keep on coming to this German pro. Welcome back to the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, the longtime home to the World Series of Poker, set for a change in summer 2022. I'm Lon McCarron with Norman Chad inside the Amazon room as the field thins and the crowd grows. Jonathan Dweck, one of the lucky few still with chips, he's got a lot of them. And the high-stakes poker pro, Nick Petrangelo, also with chips, though not as many. We bore witness to one of the great folds of the tournament back on day 5 when he laid down bottom set to a bigger set. Back at the feature table, a look at the payouts brought to you by Cuervo. $23,000 pay bump coming next, but we know Nick Rigby isn't thinking about that.
Holy diaper time.
Holy smokes, wow.
They used to call it the diaper, but now they call it the Rigby.
The diaper is a famous hand in Pittsburgh. The 3 deuce is called the dirty diaper if it's offsuit, but it's the diaper if it's suited. And we play it all the time. It's like, so in Pittsburgh, it's the 7 deuce game. You know, you bluff, you show it, everyone pays.
Folded 2 Rigby in the cutoff. Queen 10, raise to 350.
I believe the Queen 10 off is the Dirty Varconi in Brooklyn.
Indeed.
You don't want any of the smoke. What? I said you don't want any of the smoke.
I mean, I need to catch well, that's for sure.
Aldemir wants to play with the new guy.
Yeah, he loves smoke.
All right, the pro against the Pittsburgh guy. And the dirty diaper flops, but Rigby not playing it here.
That's your flop, right?
Aldemir check top pair.
Rigby and his 3 deuce, a remarkable story. He came to Las Vegas on a whim on a red-eye flight. His first day here, he turned $500 into $34,000 playing blackjack. After day 2 of the main event, he ended up at the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club at 6 a.m. He's a man of the people.
Too good to fold, though.
Whoever those people are.
Aldemir with top pair and a wheel draw calls a 400,000 chip bet. And now another deuce and a very dirty diaper.
Well, Rigby likes to bully players, but Aldemir did flop top pair.
Aldemir checked it again. Rigby cutting out chips to bet, this time 650.
Rigby posturing as if he has the 3 deuce. Aldemir's got part of that flop, but not the 3 deuce part.
Once you know people play their favorite hand and then their favorite hand flops, you're not quite sure whether they got it or not. Aldemir with another call.
You know, Aldemir trying to send Rigby back to the blackjack tables.
And why not? Rigby does pretty well there. 7 of diamonds on the river. Check. Rigby getting schooled by the calm, cool, collected Koray Aldemir.
Rigby thinking, yep, I need the diaper to beat this striped shirt savant.
Koray Aldemir, a very tough competitor, as Rigby found out firsthand. Aldemir, not one to be pushed around anywhere he plays. About $12.3 million in tournament winnings, as you see on his GPI, the Hendon Mob bio board.
Aldemir dropped out of the University of Vienna. Rigby graduated from California University of Pennsylvania. I believe they are both the Horned Frogs.
Sister colleges, I like that. To the secondary feature table, Josh Field raised under the gun and only got 3 callers. Well, you want to make that 4 as Josh Prager is going to come along from the big blind with the small stack. All right, here we go. Let's try to keep up with this. And it's DK, Demosthenes Kyriopoulos, scoring big with a set of 3s.
You know in the Untouchables, when they switched in a new jury at the end of the Al Capone trial, I think someone switched this table into the main event just a few minutes ago.
Prager checked with top pair, followed by 2 other checks. Mitchell now checks to Kyriopoulos with his set.
30-year-old won a WPT main event in Niagara Falls in 2019.
With 3 3s, he's going to bet 475.
Prager, 48-year-old pro from Northern California, 41st in the main event in 2013. Top pair, short stack. He's going to shove, and he's going to get bad news.
Yeah, there it is. $1,140,000 from Prager. And this will start the dominoes falling. So back to Kyriopoulos with the set. Easy call to set Prager on his way to the payout cage.
2%. That's Prager's chance to survive.
Koray with the hammer.
Prager looks like Kramer trying to figure out how he's going to get some free coffee.
Turn card 6 of clubs will settle the matter. Prager drawing dead and eliminated from the main event.
Well, no free coffee, but another top 100 finish at the main event for Josh Prager.
Yeah, Josh, one of the big guns out in the Sacramento area where I play. 113,800 for him. The Toronto resident DK with $7.5 million now after beginning the day with $5 million. The rich get richer on day 6. Aldemir taking chips from Rigby. Koray taking out Josh Prager. For an event that many thought might not happen, the World Series has impressed. 6,650 entrants for the main event and 88 live bracelets held in total. Great to see. Outer table now. Pocket tens for Croatian Matija Dobric trying to knock out Josh Remedio, who has aces. Aces are good so far after the turn. Remedio trying to get the double up, and he does just now. A monster pot of $12 million.
Remedio, 27-year-old Las Vegas pro in his first main event. Started playing poker at Arizona State. He got drunk playing a home game there his first time. Loved it, and now he's here.
Good double up out there for Remedio. Back to our main feature table. Nick Rigby still licking his wounds after going up against the top pro, Koray Aldemir.
Loosening up a little.
Action folded to Dr. Ron Jensen, the ER physician from Plano, Texas. And a couple of pings for the well-deserved frontline responder. Now Rigby, he's got the 3 deuce.
You know, Rigby's got 82 bigs. And it's like he's playing the main event as if it's a deep stack cash game and he can just reload if he needs.
And he is going to 3-bet with the dirty diaper to 920 into the kings of Jensen. Look out.
You have 10-4 again?
Stronger.
Well, in Pittsburgh, 3 deuce is stronger than 10-4.
I'll show it to you if you fold.
I don't think you can say that, just so you know.
Just, okay.
Yeah.
It was said to me a few times at the other table, so.
Pretty sure you're not allowed to say stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this pot's going to get bigger. Here comes the 4-bet. The 2.1 million. By the way, players in Reno have alerted me to the fact that the 3 deuce should be called the skinny.
$2,095,000.
Yep.
It felt like the right number.
Well, an all-in probably would have sent Rigby's cards into the muck. This is the right number if you want Rigby to call and get even more of his chips.
He is calling. Norman, what just happened?
Day 6, the main event, 20% of Rigby's stack is in pre-flop with 3 deuce. He's either Rigalicious or ridiculous.
Against the pocket kings of Jensen. And here's the flop. Ace 4-4, a wheel draw for Rigby, but it's not about the cards right now, I don't think.
Jensen can't love that ace, but now with 25 bigs left, this could be the moment for Heidi Ho.
All in.
Oh, what?
There's the Heidi Ho, but from Rigby.
I mean, it's a great flop for Rigby. He could rep an ace, plus he has a straight draw.
10-4 is good on that board.
But he's got 3 deuce and 15% equity. Rigby also's got Jensen in the tank. Pocket kings against 3 high. What a world we live in.
And the kings into the muck, and Rigby shows.
What a delight. But enjoy it while you can, Rigalicious. It's hard to ride the dirty diaper all the way to the final table.
Rigby's rail is loving it. Worthy of a replay.
This is how you tabled 3 deuce.
The diaper dandy cracking the kings.
Now, I don't think we're going to see his picture up on the wall, but Nick Rigby has cemented his legacy here.
He has been fun to watch. All right, let's go into the field. Ace on a Mary with pocket eights, looking for the double up against the Frenchman Nicholas Viziers and his ace queen. And the flop, an ace and a queen. A Mary readies his exit. Oh, Mary with more outs now. River card brings a boat to Viziers and ends a Mary's main event. Viziers adding about $2 million to his Amazon Room account.
Seems like a nice fella. I'd be honored if he bought me a fresco.
The main event doing what it does best, dashing and encouraging dreams at the same time. Our tournament summary brought to you by Solve for Why. Petrangelo and Kornuth hanging around, but Lim out with ace-king.
You pitched both those cards right in the square, just so you know. Both of them.
Did you not move this?
No. Like,
oh my God.
I won't believe it till I see it.
No, it's like perfect. I moved this one, but this one was perfect. But they were perfect.
Well, let's see it. Whew. That is awesome. Perfect pitch. Horseshoes could be in Danielle's future, and when she gets a lot older, she's a first-round draft pick for any shuffleboard team.
Halverson with the raise, but Aldemir with the aces.
Okay, Aldemir has now changed his mask again and put on a jacket. He's not fooling anybody. We know it's still Koray Aldemir.
Still aces, and just a call. What's the goal calling here only?
Play it a little differently every once in a while.
All right, that's fine.
But I still can't get my mind off of Trey Deuce.
Rigby going big against the Kings with Trey Deuce. He's going to play this hand as well. Queen 9 suited.
By the way, I guess it wouldn't surprise you to know that Rigby once turned $60 into $20,000 in less than 24 hours, only betting Russian ping pong.
Well, this is going to teach Aldemir to slow play. A flop flush for Rigby in the big blind.
What are the odds of flopping a flush, Lon?
Less than 1%.
Wrong. It's 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't, idiot.
Aldemir holding the ace of hearts and the steel wheel draw.
Aldemir sitting on a monster, but he is beat.
He likes his monster, reaching for lavender chips. That is $405,000.
And a few weeks before the main event, Rigby won $101,000 playing a party card game called Screw Your Neighbor. Who is this guy? And shout out to Little Buddy.
A call from the made flush. Halverson gets out of the way, heads up now. And oh my, it all comes crashing down on Rigby.
How well is Koray Aldemir running? First he picks up pocket aces, then after his opponent flops a flush, he turns the ace high flush. I mean, if he's not busy, I'm driving with Koray to Reno tonight and we're gonna rip that town apart.
Rigby wisely checked Koray. With that ace high flush, my goodness. He's gonna keep on keeping on. Those yellows are worth $1 million each. That's $1,220,000.
The extra 20 escapes me, always has, always will.
The orange chips are the chips of the World Series. You got to put them into play.
Well, I don't know if Rigby likes it or doesn't.
Yeah, he does make that call. Pot now building to almost $4.5 million. Rigby checks again.
Aldemir bet 405 on the flop. Don't get me started on the 05. Then 1.22 on the turn. This feels like $2,985,099.
You can't bet 99 cents, moron.
Really? Just watch.
More yellows. Lavenders.
Does he have silver?
Greens. $3,350,000.
Oh.
No 99.
This is a fun one back from break. I said this is a fun hand back from break. Almost wanted to fold the turn.
He's got thoughts.
I mean, I flopped the flush, so that's pretty sick, right? 3 frisbees out there, huh?
Aldemir giving the mental fist bump.
Jacks with a jack of hearts.
Maybe Rigby trying to get a read on Aldemir. Good luck. He's also talking about one of the hands Koray could have. He can beat pocket jacks with a jack of hearts.
And there is the call. There is the winner. Brutal luck for Nick Rigby.
Yep. Rigby was worried on the turn. He almost didn't call the river.
And it's going to cost him nearly half of his formerly impressive chip stack. Aldemir, meanwhile, on the fast track to glory. 25.8 million, the best in the house. Koray Aldemir, Chance Kornuth, Nick Pietrangelo, established pros with resumes full of big tournament wins. Each in the top 100 for the first time, each focused on the bracelet and the $8 million, each with obstacles in his way.
Nice fold, nice fold.
Nice fold.
Nice fold.
Buckle up, the pros have come to play at the 2021 main event. For one last time, the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino is where the World Series of Poker main event champion will be crowned, and we are getting close to that moment. Lon McCarron here with my broadcast partner Norman Chad on day 6 of the 2021 main event. 57 players remain, led by that man, 31-year-old pro Koray Aldemir. He is one tough cookie.
I still have nothing rude or disparaging to say about Koray, and boy, is that bugging me.
High-stakes pro Nick Pietrangelo still alive, but short-stacked.
He made the fold with the tournament so far in day 5, but he's got to accumulate chips and fast.
The former chip leader of the tournament is Henry Park, still with 10 million chips.
Edgewater, New Jersey, possibly the least creative name of a town. What's next? Right here, New York?
All right, let's begin the coverage at our third featured table. Preston McEwen, screen center with the enviable head of hair, called all in with ace-king pre-flop. Zachary McDermott has him in bad shape, even though he does have pocket jacks. Here's the flop. All low cards, 2 spades.
McEwen, 33-year-old musician turned poker pro. McDermott, 31-year-old Las Vegas pro.
Turn card gives McEwen a wheel draw.
McEwen needs an ace, king, or a 5 to stick around. Get in the hole!
River is the deuce of hearts, and the pocket jacks do their job for once. Preston McEwen out in 59th, his second and best main event result. He will go and collect almost $114,000. For McDermott, he's got over $8.5 million now, about $1 million above the current average stack. We head over to another featured table where poker pro Chance Kornuth sits with a little over 5 million chips. Chance is a player, a businessman, and a new dad. That can be tough to balance.
I founded Chip Leader Coaching maybe 5 or 6 years ago now, and we recently completed 2 flagship products. One is called Chip Leader AI, which is like an AI platform that, depending on what you get right and wrong, the platform will feed you different questions. So if you excel in something, you'll get the advanced versions, but if you struggle with something else, you'll get the basic stuff and help you, training wheels in that area, if you will. And the other one is just kind of an all-encompassing tournament course called The Closer. I always knew I wanted kids, but I didn't know how much I'd enjoy it. My wonderful wife, Emily, and I had a baby girl last December. Her name is Ryan. As far as balancing poker and fatherhood, I do my best, but during the World Series, it's like really, really hard. I'm actually afraid I'm gonna miss first steps right now during the World Series of Poker main event, but like, if you're gonna miss it, maybe winning this thing would make it worthwhile. So I definitely plan on playing a lot less after the World Series of Poker is concluded, and just to be around and watch it grow a little bit.
When Chance was growing up, he and his older brother played poker on their dad's online account. Fatherhood comes with a lot of decisions to make.
Folded to new daddy in the hijack. He peaks at King 10 of clubs, and then at British pro Jack Oliver in the cutoff. And he raises. 325 from Kornuth. Oliver considers and mucks. Now Sean Ragozzini, 35-year-old Aussie. King 8 suited.
He seems poised to do something. He seems determined to do something. Anything. Just something. I'm not sure what, but it's going to be something else. I can see it in his eyes, Lon. It's coming.
We all hope.
Chance knows it's coming too. He's locked in on him. What the heck? This is going to be it.
It's going to be worth it. There it is. 3-bet to 950.
Oh, well, with that build-up, I expected a 3-bet to at least $1 million.
Ragazzini, the Aussie living in the UK right now, folded to the big blind Ali Amiri. The dentist with King Deuce off. And he folds, so back to Kornuth now.
By the way, in my opinion, if you're going to try to balance poker with fatherhood, then you should act a little faster at the poker table. Otherwise, little Ryan will be at the Sadie Hawkins dance by the time you 4-bet.
I'm surprised they don't have one or two, you know, like one here and one here.
He's taking stock of his chip colors.
By the way, if you can't see the board,
Hope he didn't have crayons as a kid.
kind of double check it for the last time.
Somebody's going to nod off.
This stare down brought to you by Visine, the better eye drop for gazing, glaring, and gawking.
All in.
Ooh, that was worth the wait. And Ragazzini quickly folds. Chance shows and gives them a tumbo wag. I love it.
You're in front.
How did Kornuth know? Great read.
Pick another customer, buddy. Leave me alone. I just want to win a small pot. Don't make me win a big one.
Was it King 10 Cup?
Yeah. I mean, I had 40% of a real pot.
A familiar sight, Kornuth stacking chips. The Red Zone highlights the current consolation prize for being knocked out. Presented by Cuervo, there are no strangers. Top prize, $8 million. Into the field we go once again. Yaniv Peretz shoved with ace-6 of clubs, and with ace-king, Alejandro Lococo made the call, the 29-year-old rapper from Argentina. There's the flop. Peretz with a club draw. Lococo, known better as Papo MC, with a Broadway draw.
Peretz, a 31-year-old Israeli mental poker coach.
Turn card. No help to Peretz, who's the one at risk. And a safe card for Lococo. He gets the knockout. Yaniv Perez out in 56th place.
Lococo obtuvo lo que pidió.
Peretz out in 56th place for almost 114 grand. Papo MC with the elimination.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh yeah! Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
55 players remain in this 2021 main event, one elimination away from a pay jump. And while it's big money in the real world, poker tournaments aren't the real world. And we know most players are thinking 7 figures and the final table, Nick Rigby among them.
Who's having a better time than the dapper Dirty Diaper? The Trey Deuce Kingpin, who didn't even know he was going to play in the main event until he played the main event.
At this main feature table, home to our overall chip leader in the blue mask, Koray Aldemir. In the white hoodie is the Brit Jareth East, 17 big blinds and ace-king of hearts.
We've mentioned East is a member of Mensa. I want to cut through this malarkey. Anyone can apply. You sign up online, you pay a fee, you go to a hotel, you order some room service, you do a couple of 2-hour tests, and bang, you're in. Mensa Schmensa.
Raised a 325 from the very smart Jareth East. Daniel Swartz, short stack at the table, ace-jack of clubs. He's all in for his 14 big blinds.
Everyone folded? Is everyone folded?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Everyone folded, and there is the call from East to put Swartz on the hook. And most of East's stack is at risk as well.
Wait, DJ, you're all in? What do you have?
Ace jack.
You have the ace jack? Clubs one time. Clubs one time.
Ace king.
Give him a jack.
Yeah. Let's go.
Swartz, a great story. Former heroin addict. clean since 08, now in the moving and storage business, engaged to be married here in his first main event.
There is the flop. Meh.
Not a good flop.
Not a good flop. It could have been worse, like king, king, king.
4, 6, 10, jack. Jack it down.
More meh for Swartz.
Jack ball. Come on. Do the right thing, dealer, one time.
Just do the right thing one time.
Don't listen to them.
Throw out that Novak Joker.
The river ace is the last card Daniel Swartz will see at this main event. Another strong result for this fine poker player. He'll collect nearly $114,000.
A feel-good story, and he still feels good.
You know?
A nice boost for East, who will now sit behind $5.5 million. Very workable here on day 6.
Cheers, man.
All right, let's go back to an outer table in time for the river card. John Shorman all in on the far left, needs one of the last 2 9s, but he doesn't get it. Henry Park with the knockout, and the man they call London is off to the payout cage.
You know, I think I cut him in line this morning at Starbucks.
All right, let's get back to the secondary featured table, and we're going to say hello to Andreas Kniep, a.k.a. Ryo, and his GPI, the Hendemop Bio Board. Can we call him Spaceman, Norman?
SpaceX? Astrophysics? What gravitational wave dropped this fellow into the Amazon room? Only player remaining who can confidently say that poker is not rocket science.
Yeah, folded to maybe the smartest guy in the room on the button. A raise to 320 with Queen 6 off into chance. Kornuth now in the small blind. And he gets out of the way. Oliver in the big blind.
What can you tell me about this kid, Lon?
He's a Brit. He's young, you know.
Okay, he looks very young.
Yeah, he does. He can legally play in the United States, so I know he's at least 21. Oliver wants to play for a discount, and he makes the call for $160K more.
Does he realize? Does he realize he's going to be going heads up against a guy wearing a wooden necktie?
Here's the flop. Oliver pairs up. Kniep does not. A check to Kniep. Now a quick Kniep quiz, Norman. Burning Man or no?
What, are you kidding me? This guy has a VIP village at Burning Man. He is Burning Man. That is a wooden tie. I think I want one.
Check to the turn. Another 4. Oliver's still good. And Oliver checks again from ahead. Kniep, originally from Germany, lives in SoCal now.
Well, he did not c-bet, but now he's dialing up a c-bet with Squad Douche.
$400K to Oliver.
Well, Oliver says, okay, I'll call. Good call. He's got the best hand.
Oh, real good call. Aces and 5s for Oliver now. And he checks a 3rd time.
Queen high is not going to win this, is it?
Doubtful.
850?
850. Wow, he's going to try for $850,000.
That's half pot. It's actually nearly a quarter of Oliver's remaining stack.
It's really good. I've been having like a tradition, dude. I just go there on my dinner breaks and got to see it. That clock hasn't been there.
Oliver cutting out the calling chips. There it is.
Yeah, he got called.
Queen high.
Hey, maybe Queen high does win.
Oliver showed his cards, so Oliver wins. He's not flashy or talkative, but Jack Oliver on the rise at the right time at the main event. The poker world recently lost a giant. Henry Orenstein, inventor of the whole card camera, creator of the Transformers toy series, and a Holocaust survivor, passed away at the age of 98. This planet was a better place because of Henry. He brought a lot of joy. He will be missed.
It really is a show within a show. This is a cash game. These people are going at it for real money. But then this sub-layer of, and we get to know why.
6 tables of 9. That's all that's left here at the 2021 main event. A look at the tournament summary brought to you by Solve for Why. Aldemir crushing as he cracks 25 million. Still a lot of play left before we reach our final 9. Yellow oversized chips worth $1 million each. Lavender's 100K, the orange 5K. Aldemir with ace jack.
It just feels like Aldemir on a magic carpet ride to the final table.
From early position, raised to 330,000. Nick Rigby in the small blind. 6 trace suited and a call, of course.
Rigby doesn't have the stack he once did. Don't know if you want to be splashing around with 6 tray in the small blind against the chip leader.
You got to appreciate it. It's kind of a Raz style of hold'em, right?
Interesting.
Halverson, or rumored to be Mitch Halverson in the big blind.
36-year-old Las Vegas pro says that going to Cambodian temples several years ago changed his perspective on life. Rigby's perspective on life is, I'm here, man. I'm loving it. Deal with it.
3 to the flop. Rainbow flop. Halverson ahead, pairing is 7. Rigby and Halverson check to Aldemir. And he'll check as well.
No c-bet from Aldemir. The c-bet trade union won't like it.
Rigby with a gut shot. Halverson a flush draw. Rigby's going to bet 610,000.
Yeah, you can't resist. Nobody wants it. I'll take it, he says. But Halverson's got too much of a hand to fold, and Rigby in bad shape with a gut shot.
Halverson calls with a pair and a flush draw. Aldemir steps aside, heads up now. Rabbit to deal the river. Oh, and Rigby hits his straight. Halverson with the flush, though.
All in. All in.
Wow, all in and snap call. Boom, boom. Rigby loses half his stack just like that.
Well, I'll say this. I'm not a math expert, but if you continue to lose only half your stack, you'll never go completely broke. So maybe this is a really smart strategy.
Oh, my goodness. Halverson could not get his chips in fast enough. Halverson top 100 in the 2020 Hybrid World Series main event, so back-to-back kinda. The Amazon room feeling more cavernous now with a dwindling field. And another player at risk, Las Vegan Gabriel Sack shoved with ace-5 of spades. Henry Park in the foreground calls with the ace-king of diamonds. No other takers, so Sack seeking some spade salvation or a 5.
Sack following new CDC protocol, masks off only on all-ins.
Park scores a king, no spades to be found. A queen has Gabriel Sack drawing dead and out of the main event in 53rd place.
You know what? I think I cut him in line this morning at In and Out.
A familiar sight, Park being pushed to pot. He'll sit behind nearly 17 million, more than twice the average right now. If you're wondering about the pace of play of this main event and how it stacks up to previous events, we're moving a little more slowly. Fewer entrants, yet more players remaining at this point. One could blame small raises, tanking, staring, or you, Norman.
Oh, okay, I don't understand any of these numbers, frankly. I'm not a Mensa member. I'm not an astrophysicist. I just went to Maryland, and that stuff looked like gibberish.
Nobody blaming Nick Rigby, who lets the chips fly, and in rapid pace, Rigby on the button, king, queen of hearts, and a raise to 355.
He's down to 17 bigs. I'm surprised he didn't push.
Jareth East to the big blind, looking for a count on Rigby's stack with ace deuce.
All in.
Ooh, he says all in.
All in.
And you're right, Rigby thinking, I should have done that.
People ask me if poker is a sport. Well, it is a mind sport, but when a player drinks a beer during a tough decision, it makes it a little harder to make the sport case.
It's like his version of a final cigarette, maybe?
To be honest, I can't imagine Rigby raised with the intention of folding to an all-in from one of the blinds.
We're not near a money bump, so no stalling just to stall for the money bump. He just doesn't want it to end.
I'm all in again. I'm all in again.
Yeah, okay, we know he's always all in. He's been crawling along with a small stack for a couple of days now. Is it possible Rigby is running ICM considerations through his head?
Now you're reaching.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he is.
I just think he loves it here too much. There's the call. Rigby at risk and behind. So for the entertaining Nick Rigby, it comes down to this. His face cards against the ace-deuce of Jareth East.
I love that Rigby takes his beer to the rail. I love that he just smashes it down before the flop.
I got a heart. I got a heart.
Rigby looking for paint, looking for hearts. Not a Rigby flop.
Rigby running out of real estate.
Come on!
Misery loves company. Not the worst card for Rigby.
Oh, chop outs. 4, 9, king, queen.
Will Rigby survive?
I'll take a chop against that.
And the river card. 10 of spades, and the party's over, boys and girls.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, man.
Jareth East with a rather unpopular knockout of Nick Rigby.
Nice.
And so it ends. But we'll always have 3 deuce. Cheers, Nick Rigby.
A final glance at the main event bracelet as Rigby's finish line has been reached. He gave us all the entertainment we could possibly ask for. But now it's back to Pittsburgh for Nick Rigby. Good game, sir. Thanks for the memories. Nicholas Rigby, one of a kind, entertaining throughout. His seat vacant for now. He's with Jeff Platt.
Mr. Rigby, you have certainly taken the poker world by storm. What was this experience like for you?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a blast. You know, it's a gut punch right now, obviously. So,
what do you think the reception will be when you go back to Pittsburgh? I think half of Pittsburgh's already here.
Right. So, you know, we'll go meet the rest of the half, and you know, everyone's going to enjoy it. You know, it was a hell of a run. I had a blast. It's not the way I want it to end, you know, but.
An incredible run that included so many memorable hands for us, at least from a viewer standpoint. Tell us about the relationship that you have with the good old 3 deuce.
It's a 7 deuce game, but in Pittsburgh, so you know, kind of thought I'd bring a little bit of taste of the World Series, so that's what I did. I don't really regret anything. I had fun the whole time. You know, made everyone smile, and I think I had everyone rooting for me, really. So.
I think that's true. We hope to see you again next year. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Rigby starts a new job as a defense contractor when he goes home. That's going to be a fun office.
Nothing like moving to the TV table and you don't know anybody and how they play. I get it.
Ron Jensen breaking the ice with bracelet winner Robert Mitchell, who joined this table recently. Jensen open raise with Jack-9 of spades. Mitchell with ace-5 off on the big blind. And he'll take a flop. Cost him only 190,000 more. Good decision by Mitchell. Ace is up. Gives way to Jensen. And he checks. Free turn card. 6 of hearts, another miss for Jensen. The ER doctor from Texas is drawing dead. Check to Jensen again, so he's going to bet. Might want to steal this thing. Will 275 do it?
I would never expect Jensen to bluff. He's going to have to make an adjustment on his home game after they see this. Both these guys pretty short stacked.
Jensen just covers Mitchell barely.
Mitchell finished 52nd in the 2015 main event.
And he's not going to let Jensen get away with this. He makes the call. River card 7 of spades.
Jensen left just with jack high.
Mitchell checks a third
Let's see how
time.
much you're playing. You've got $1 million behind.
He doesn't have to answer.
I'm all in.
Ooh,
All in.
Bluff shove.
a second barrel bluff, putting Mitchell to the ultimate test. And he calls.
Damn it. Good call.
Ace-5, baby, ace-5.
Yeah, beautiful.
Great job.
Thank you.
Boy, I never heard anyone say great job like that after getting picked off. This Jensen is way too nice to be playing poker. Perhaps he should take a rummy cue or boggle.
Jensen loses, but is happy for Mitchell there. What a guy. Great bedside manner. Mitchell's double up leaves Jensen with fewer than 1 million chips into the field. Another player headed to the payout cage. Mikiya Kudo out in 51st place, 136,000 and change. The 30-year-old Japanese pro exceeds his career winnings with this final result. Knocked out by Josh Remedio.
Remedio picking up some chips in his first main event. He's never cashed in any tournament with over a $300 buy-in.
Yeah, 17.5 million now. He's a playa. Back to the bright lights, an even bigger stack of Koray Aldemir. He's seen Dr. Jensen move all in for 860,000. Aldemir with a weak ace.
Jensen down to 5 bigs after that busted bluff.
Aldemir makes the call. So Jensen officially at risk. Around to the big blind, Vasu Amalapu with pocket threes.
Man, he can afford this if he wants to come on in. It's about 10% of his stack.
Amalapu had thoughts of joining the party. He does finally fold.
Listen.
So here we go. The good doctor is all in. And Norman, his vitals look good.
Yeah, his ace-jack dominating Aldemir, but we're not out of the woods just yet. We've seen this time and time again. Just when we think we have it solved, and blammo, we get a new victim facing his mortality.
Hey, Tara. Oh, 7. Need a jack. Need a jack.
Jensen is fading. I don't like the looks of that 7 in there, Norman.
Yeah, definitely Aldemir syndrome. No one in the Amazon room is safe when this guy has chips.
Norman, we're going to need a jack stat.
I'm doing all that I can.
We're losing him. There's not much time.
No one has beaten Aldemir in years. We need a miracle jack.
Nice playing with everybody.
You want to call it?
No, man, I can't. It's over. I can't take this job anymore.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. You as well. Thanks, man. Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
you as well. Guys, one last wish for you. I guess 2. I hope one of you takes home $8 million. Wish number 2, I hope I see you all back here next year.
You too, man.
Y'all take care.
Ron Jensen, a class act all the way. He'll be missed, but never forgotten.
All in. Call.
Damn. Good call.
Yes! Need a jack!
Oh! Congratulations. Thank you. I hope one of you takes home $8 million.
Thank you.
Y'all take care.
Great night.
That $8 million Ronald Jensen referring to first place money at this year's main event. Everyone at the final table will become instant millionaires.
And just a reminder, those payouts are pre-tax and pre-announcer fees. That's right, Lon and I get a taste.
All right, let's jump to our third featured table. In the gray hat is George Holmes, whose tournament life is on the line. He 4-bet all in, ace-9, only to run into the pocket kings of Zachary McDermott. All right, here is the flop. And ace in the window for Holmes. What a sight for this Atlanta recreational player.
You may recall Holmes for bluffing the great Stephen Chidwick back on day 4.
Holmes still good, but that 3 brings a chop into play. River card. And it's aces up for the amateur George Holmes, who got caught with a weak ace and then spiked the ace, finished up with aces up and a double up.
Not much emotion from this guy. Maybe they have an excessive celebration rule at his Atlanta home game.
Boy, what did he have for breakfast? George Holmes finding a way here at the 2021 main event.
Yeah, probably should.
Secondary table again. Action folded to Chance Kornuth, the 3-time bracelet winner, win number 3 at this year's World Series. Ace 10. It's going to be a raise to 325. Oliver folds the button. Sean Ragazzini says, "Not again, sir." Big blind. Jeff Trudeau with pocket 7s and a short stack.
Trudeau was 26th in the main event in 2018. I think we also ignored him then.
Yep, he's all in.
Can I have a count, please?
I'm not sure if chip leader coaching has any expertise in short stack coaching. That's what we do over at the Norman Chad School of Poker. Stop by sometime, Chance.
You do what you do best.
Kornuth would be down to 15, 16 bigs if he calls here and loses.
And there is the call. Chance with 2 overcards to the pocket 7s of Trudeau, but he's going to need to hit. You mentioned his strong main event finish a few years ago, but Trudeau also has 9 World Series circuit rings.
Thank you, Jeff. You too.
There we go. And an ace right in the kitchen. Kornuth wasting no time.
That was ugly and abrupt for the pocket 7s.
Kornuth playing the role of Grim Reaper quite well. Deuce of spades on the turn.
No. You got to wait for the river for Kornuth to complete the execution.
Thank you. Trudeau looking for a 7. He does not get it. Out of this main event in 49th.
All this guy does is finish in the top 50 at the main event.
And Trudeau will collect over 136 large.
Kornuth is bloodless, soulless, ruthless. Does not care whose lives he ruins on his road to riches.
Kornuth wasn't all in, but that was a key hand to win. Chance Kornuth getting healthier at the main event. Watch out. Day 6 coverage at the Rio. After a change of pace in 2020, the World Series is back as it was before.
Yeah, and yesterday I forgot patches for day 5, but I had time to go home. I call my wife, and my daughter grabs the phone and says, "Daddy, Daddy," for the first time. Oh. Yeah, it was amazing. How old is she? 11 months. 11 months. You're like 3 months now?
2 months and a couple days.
Okay, cool. That was like one of the best feelings I've ever had. Like I made day 6 in the main, and that was my highlight.
I had a similar moment in 1979. I called home from college, and it was the first time my father did not hang up on me upon hearing my voice. I'll never forget that.
From the cutoff with aces, Ali Amiri raised it up to 400,000. Another doctor in the house, doctor of dentistry. Cool folds.
Is that a 2.5 or something?
Kniep now in the big blind.
Maybe a little less.
The lowest possibility, and then 1. And
yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
3 sounds scary, but don't get me wrong, I'm loving it. Maybe we will keep having them. I don't know. And I've had a really good year. Maybe I just need to keep pumping out babies.
Cool.
Kniep's gonna play from behind here.
She's super.
Here is the flop. And boom, hello, aces full for Amiri.
Okay, Kornuth now further behind, but he is creative.
I like the check.
Amiri trying to, act casual. Nothing going on here.
All right, let's see. A free turn card. Kornuth drawing dead now.
We saw Kornuth earlier take a couple of stabs at a pot with queen high and no draw.
He doesn't look like he's got aces full. And here he comes again. Kornuth, 350.
Amiri feigning concern with aces full. I wouldn't call this Hollywooding. It's more like Burbanking. But in his defense, he is a dentist, not an actor.
Looks like he just swallowed his dentures.
Kornuth wishing he were back at Burning Man, practicing the commodification. And what else do they do? Radical self-expression?
Just the call from Amiri.
Well, Kornuth did not get there on the river.
Nope, he did not. Well, Kornuth's stab met with resistance from Amiri on the turn. And here's a check again.
He shuts down Operation Squadouche on a stick. Unless he's planning to check raise. Ho-ho! Okay, I'm not sure Amiri can find a bet size that will be called. Unless Kornuth is planning to check raise.
Check raise this.
Wow, you have a boat? Ace is full of jacks. What?
Well, Amiri, I guess, got max value.
Guys,
well, while Amiri was toying with Kornuth, there was some big action out in the field. Amiri not the only one with aces. Nicholas Dumont trying to take out Breno Campillo and his pocket queens. Dumont with the aces.
Remember, Campillo had the set of tens that Nick Petrangelo folded a set of deuces to.
Couple of hearts for Campillo. Turn card, another heart, a flush draw for the Brazilian. River card, another deuce, and it's over for Breno Campillo.
Great run for the pro now residing in Las Vegas.
And Nicolas Dumont with over 8 million chips after knocking out Breno Campillo in 48th place. Goes out with a smile on his face. And the French pro, who won an EPT title in 2018, looking for the main event title this year. Nearby, Jason Osser at risk with ace-jack. Henry Park looking for another knockout. He's got ace-queen.
Park seems to specialize in busting fellows with a big ace.
Both flopped an ace. Osser shoved the turn and got called. The river is no help, so Jason Osser with a nifty run to earn his first ever World Series cash. Pretty cool.
This Jason Osser looks like an imposter. Every year the main event just drops someone into the final 50 to see if we're paying attention. Well, this year we're paying attention. Maybe he's a CPA.
Well done, Henry Park, up to 21 million now. First it was Trudeau, then Campillo, and Osser. A flurry of bust-outs as we approach the final 5 tables.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high roller bowl 7 champion.
Oh, yeah.
Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that fight?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
While we were away, Zachary McDermott busted in 46th place, bringing us to 45 players. Everyone guaranteed nearly 164,000. The next pay jump comes with 36 remaining. And here we go again. The cards are in all-in position. Nick Petrangelo, one of the game's best, at risk after a flurry of pre-flop action. His pocket jacks looking to hang on against the ace-queen of David Cabrera on the far right.
Petrangelo with the Lon McCarron Memorial hand, but he is ahead.
Oh, and just like that, pocket jacks go poof. Go figure.
The pocket jack's about to bury another victim. The great Nick Petrangelo.
Turn card, deuce of spades, which neither player holds. Petrangelo, top 30 on the Mercurial all-time money list. 8 of spades on the river, and that is going to do it. Nick is gone.
The two-time bracelet winner with his 4th main event cash since 2015, and this by far his deepest run.
Yeah, his results are a library of 6-figure scores from Monte Carlo to Macau, Melbourne to Malta, most spots in between. Nice run, Nick. So, as one notable departs, a look at some of the notable stacks still in the main event. Aldemir below 24 million, but still the leader. Kornuth at 7 million and holding on. Petrangelo no longer on this list as he joins Jeff Platt as a consolation prize.
Nick, even for an established pro like yourself, 6 days is quite the grind. How do you think you performed throughout this tournament?
I think it went well. I don't know. It's almost kind of like you don't realize how long you've been playing until you take a minute to think about it. But yeah, I think I just kind of took it one hand at a time and did my best with the situations I was given. And you get a lot of unique ones in this field, so it's a lot different than what I'm used to. A lot of different layers of thinking with random table draws and stuff. So.
Does this tournament bring you more emotional ups and downs than others?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it feels real the whole time, so there's no real emotional ups and downs. But if you take a minute to think about it, you're playing gigantic stakes at this point. Like, these chips are flying around and people don't realize they're playing like $1 million pots. I think if they were playing a cash game that was equal stakes, the play would be a little bit different. That's what makes tournaments so awesome. Get to play really high stakes at the end and everyone's still just kind of flinging chips around like it's just a tournament. So it was really fun. I love that part of it.
Yesterday, Nick, you know the hand we were drawn to, you laying down the set of deuces versus the tens. Take us through a little bit of that and how pleased were you watching that one back?
Yeah, so I mean, like on the flop, it's standard. I faced a bet from like the initial raiser, and I just wasn't gonna raise that flop, like queen 7 deuce rainbow. And then the big blind kind of tanked and called, and it just felt a lot like maybe a queen or something. Like, it didn't really feel like he thought about check raising at all. So kind of thought he was kind of somewhere in the middle. And then the turn peeled, which was a 10. Check to me, and it kind of wouldn't make sense for me to have like a small bet there. Definitely some stuff I can bluff that are just like high card backdoor type stuff on the flop. So I bet half pot. He called again. Initial raiser folded, so then there was like 1.14 in the middle on the river. He had like 1.6. I think generally in the main event, people aren't that willing to call like big shoves light. So I was just gonna bet something medium and get paid like what I thought I could from Queen X. So I bet like 70% pot. And then as soon as he didn't give me the like, oh man, this is a tough spot type of behavior, I was like, I'm not doing well here. Yeah.
Players all in.
And then he did it, and then just seemed like, you know, he just wouldn't have the bluffs there. So I think it would only be a question of whether I beat value, and I don't think anyone would ever shove it worse value. So I think maybe it looked bluff, like a good fold that was an easy fold. I don't know, you know? It's hard to find a bluff there.
Makes sense. Appreciate the time. Thank you very much. Great run
no
on it.
worries. Thanks, man.